was a busy editor. I had plenty to do at work. I was looking forward in life, and I didn't need surgery completely. So I found a neurologist in Sitaram Bhartiya Hospital who took a conservative approach, and he gave me 3 days to see if I responded well to physiotherapy. I was bedridden. I had a huge neck collar in my neck, and I was in a lot of pain. And even while lying in bed, I would often think, is my office doing okay without me? Is my team managing well? And I was told that my team was actually doing quite well, even better. As for me, I had found an excellent physiotherapist who was convinced from day one that I didn't need surgery. And she was right. For in 2 weeks, my neck collar was gone. In another 2 months, I had shed a few kilos of weight and a lot of emotional baggage. And this is my physiotherapist, Dr. Geeta Tekchand. She showed me how to sit gracefully, how to walk gracefully, and even how to dance gracefully. Each time I would see her in her clinic, she would say, Shubhra, are you carrying your structural arrogance today? I would like to share 2 lines of my favorite poet, Bulle Shah. Would you allow me to sing those lines? Great. So these go like this. Pad pad alam fazal hoya, kadi apne aap nu padya hi nahi. Ja ja vadiyai mandir masjidi, kadi man apne vich vadya hi nahi. Now the essence of these 2 lines are basically in trying to appeal to the outside world. We rarely look within us or around us. And my situation was similar. I was so busy pursuing my career that I was hardly noticing the changes that were happening in Gurgaon, a city that was my home for the last 10 years. Now that I was home, I noticed some of these changes, and I found they were paradoxes in my backyard. In 2011, Gurgaon was going through a great transition, great metamorphosis. And this was that the municipal councillors were getting elected. The mayor was getting nominated. There was jubilation and hope in the air because this meant that decentralization was happening from the state. Gurgaon, as we all know, was becoming the aspirational city to live and work. It had plush malls, state-of-the-art hospitals and schools, and 50% of the Fortune 500 companies, right? However, sustainability had become a concern. The water tables were falling. The water reservoirs had become garbage dumps, or they had dried up. The air quality levels were falling. And people had started asking, is this the dream city that we had invested to buy our homes in? So I started Gurgaon First. Gurgaon First is about sustainability, about good governance practices. It is about giving voice to all the stakeholders of the city. And above all, it is about positive change. And you might ask, what is our role in Gurgaon First? Our role is akin to herding the cats. We all know cats are individualistic, cannot be herded. They run in all directions. So was Gurgaon. Gurgaon was comprised of many stakeholders. What we tried to do under Gurgaon First was to herd the stakeholders towards a common goal. And you might ask, who are these cats? Who are these stakeholders? Let me just tell you about one big stakeholder group, the authorities. Gurgaon has a dozen authorities that are trying to run the city. These are the MCG, the DC office, the HSIIDC, the Department of the MCG and the Huda, and also the Department of Town and Country Planning, and so on and so forth. And all these authorities have superimposing roles. So while one authority tries to do something great or good about the city, it finds itself in the domain of the other authority and therefore unable to do that change. Just to give you a sense, Gurgaon has no nodal agency for water management. It has no nodal agency for waste management. Passing the buck is common and accountability is poor. And so we try and herd these cats. We tell the corporates, we inspire the corporates to loosen their purse strings, to fund causes. We educate, we nudge, we cajole, and we impress the authorities for positive change. We ask the NGOs to come along. We tell the RWAs that they are the last mile connectors, and we keep the media to our right side. In doing so, we keep the positive voices up, and we keep the negative voices down. We keep the collaborative forces up, and we keep the cynical forces down. We keep the can-do spirit up, and we keep the nothing can change, kuch badalne wala nahi hai city mein, those forces down. And you might ask, what have been our gains? Our gains have been humble, but there are gains nevertheless. For example, the Rahagiri team met for the first time in our traffic workshop. We helped launch the first women private helpline in Gurgaon after the Nirbhaya incident. What is it that we're trying to hammer again and again in our workshops? And I'm happy to share some of these things. We stand for local empowered governance, which means that we want mayors who are directly elected to be the CEOs of the city and run the city in an active, vibrant way. We want the apex body of the city, the MCG, to be empowered. We do not want confusing roles. We do not want chaos amongst authorities. Number two, we are looking for decentralized, sustainable options for waste, water, and electricity management. Three, we are looking for active mechanisms by which citizens can actually participate in the city government's agenda. And four, we do not believe in widening of roads for solving the traffic problem. Widening the roads is like loosening your belt each time you put a few kilograms of weight. The real solution to the city's traffic problem is investing in non-motorized traffic, which means having cycle paths, walkways, reliable public transport system. Four, our concept of women's safety is not use of pepper sprays or self-defense mechanisms. We believe these are ad hoc means. What we want to achieve through women's safety, for women's safety, is that there should be enough eyes on the road, there should be a vibrant street life, there should be street lighting, adequate street lighting and walk paths, and above all, a reliable public transport system. All right, so we are trying to bring positive change, but it's often very difficult to describe what we do. The other day, my bhua called me, and she's one of my favorite bhuas, by the way, and she asked me matter-of-factly in Punjabi, "Ajkal tu kardi ki hai?" And I told her about Gurgaon First. She said, "Teri enni vadiya job si Economic Times ish, ai tu chhad ditti aur ai ki shuru kar leta." And I told her a bit more about Gurgaon First, and she said, "Tu bande ikatthe kar diye?" Right? And then she said, event management. She was not impressed. And then I told her a bit more about Gurgaon First, trying urgently to impress her. And she says, "Now I get it. You want to enter politics. Beta, politics is not good for you. Not good for us." While I believe that politics needs good people, and while I certainly do not want to enter politics, I find it very hard to describe what I do. In this 5 years of journey with Gurgaon First, I've realized that it is not the size of the impact that's important. It is the baby steps that you take in the right direction. Steps that put a bounce in your walk and a song in your heart. Just like chasing the butterfly. Thank you.